Good morning, everybody. Shift Your Mindset here, together with my big friend Raphael. I need 3 more turtles to give them names, but at least we have 1. Today we're gonna talk about the rank obsession within the Jehovah Witnesses. And I'm the living proof of it. Because what's better to keep people together in a cult than give them a carrot on a stick? And I'm talking for myself here as a man, because in the JW religion it's important to have some kind of status. You have to be someone, because in an early age we are already prepared for more responsibilities. Do you want more responsibilities? Deep down inside, no way. But it gets to you in a certain way. Because when you're long enough in that bubble, and that bubble is your congregation and your religion, you have no friends outside of the religion, so you have no comparison material for yourself, then you're stuck in something. And the only thing is like a computer game moving up the ladder into a new level. And on an early age, after you're getting baptized, they are preparing you for more responsibilities. You can handle the microphone at the congregation meetings. Maybe you can give some magazines from the library and books. Or an elder let you collect the ministry cards. Not anymore, but back in the early days. And then they are going to have people already now late teens to get the position of ministerial servant and becoming an elder. And for me it wasn't a priority, because I saw a lot of things go wrong, and I always express myself to the elders or whatever is running the congregation. And for a long time I was too critical, because I saw a brother not giving public talks, but he was an elder, and one of the qualifications of being an elder is that you also give public talks, that you educate people. But he did the accounting thing with the numbers, and he collected everything and how much money was coming in every month, and he handled that part. A lot of elders didn't want to do it. It's a lousy job, accounting. So he did it. So he was off the hook. Well, he was never giving anyone education at all. So I already saw in my early teens, I saw people being elders but not meeting the qualifications. But they are so obsessed with ranks, also the women, to go to pioneer school, because then there's something secret in the pioneer school. It's just about the ministry, but people are getting that feeling that they are special. And one tip you never do is have some critical thinking or questions to elders. Because if you want to make it in this organization, you have to be quiet. They strip you of every little percentage in you that has critical thinking left. And that's the problem. So, and second of all, you need help. Because someone has to appoint you from the congregation. If no elder is talking about you in an elders meeting, hey guys, what do you think about Sven? I worked with him, and he does his ministry hours, and he's helping out a lot of people in the congregation, and he is very serious, and he's Jehovah loving, and whatever. If you don't have someone who speaks up for you, you're never gonna get a position in the congregation. Never. Because they only appoint you if they have someone who's introducing you to the rest. So I was rank and file for so long because I saw what they did to my dad in the past. I saw everything going wrong. But if you have a certain age, you have to be a ministerial servant, or you have to be an elder. Because it was the same as when I was baptized. I was baptized at 18, 19 years old because I wanted to make that decision myself. And luckily my dad and mother allowed me to. But there were already people questioning my spiritual, how do you say it? My spirituality, because I was already 18, 19 years old. I was old. I had to be baptized at 15, 16. That's the way to go. He's 18 and he still didn't make a choice for Jehovah? What's wrong with him? So there is a pressure inside every congregation to fulfill your task, your duty in the congregation. And when I think back of it, it's stupid, and I'm so annoyed with the feeling that I was manipulated to that, and that I let myself getting manipulated by people. But the past is the past. It's not a problem anymore. But when you grow up and that's your only reference point, you're getting at a point that you have no other choice to climb up that ladder. Also for the women to pioneer or to do more in the ministry or whatever. It's always upholding a certain status in the congregation. I know so many women who just, when they're talking to people they don't know on a convention or whatever, they just want to mention in every sentence, yeah, my husband is an elder. Because that gives them some kind of self-respect, some kind of, hey, look at me, I'm someone. Yeah, you're already someone. And I mentioned before, but the best spiritual brothers I know are the ones who are not an elder or a ministerial servant. I know some brothers, and they are loving and caring from their heart. They're in the wrong religion, but they are good people. And they know the most about the scriptures. They know most about the whole theme, main theme about the scriptures. Spreading love, being compassionate with someone, to feel for someone, to just sit next to you and say, hey, how it's going, and genuinely be interested in you as a person. that are the real elders, or whatever you want to call it, men to me. But in a religion, it's important to have someone who's introducing you to the other elders. If you are a son of an elder, it's no worries, because you get positions automatically. It's no problem. Even if you live a double life, you get off the hook. You get given nice positions. You are speaking on conventions. And the other ones are struggling to get some kind of recognition. And that's also a point, because I was also busy with my life. I didn't want to become something. They asked me before and I turned it down. But then something changed in my life, and that's when I was getting a divorce. People were looking funny at me because it wasn't my fault. My wife left me. No scriptural base, nothing. But I noticed immediately that the congregation was judging me, was looking funny at me. And then you get that feeling that you want to be something, so they accept you, so they take you seriously. So then I became a ministerial servant. It took me some time because I had to be quiet more, and I had to stuff a lot of things down. My critical thinking, my honesty, because I was honest enough to say, oh, sorry, but I almost slept at that public talk. That brother is not a good educator for this congregation. He has other qualities, but just put people in places where their qualities can rise. But public talks are not his quality. And then you get an elder on, he's visiting you, 2 elders, they're giving you advice, and then you have to wait another 6 months before the circuit overseer is coming, and they maybe appoint you to ministerial servant. But I made it. I was a ministerial servant. And then you also there's a weird energy going on, because then people started to take me seriously again. Then they looked up to me oh, okay, he's a ministerial servant, so whatever was going on in his marriage was not his fault, and blah blah blah. And they start to change the perspective of me suddenly. Why? I don't know. The only thing I can remember is that I was getting a rank within the organization. And when you get a rank in the organization, I always did it for serving the people. But it's strange, because you get in an environment of other ministerial servants and elders, and it's always, how do you call it, this behavior, behind the elbows. They always want to present themselves better than the other ones. They always think, I want to be the first elder. And there's a dark power around those ranks, about ministerial servants, about elders. The whole appointment is done with 2 brothers, no scriptures, a prayer, Holy Spirit is suddenly there, but I never saw proof of something. And that's also true, because a lot of ministerial servants had to step down because of their adultery or watching porn or whatever. So everybody has their own problems. So there's no Holy Spirit in appointing me or whatever. But you get a certain feeling of that you belong to something. And that's the tricky thing they do, because if you just make it plain, there's no hierarchy within the Jehovah Witnesses. There's also nothing to do for you. So you're already alone. You don't have birthdays, Christmas, whatever. You are a window washer and Bob the Builder, and you live a miserable life. But when you step in that congregation, people are gonna listen to you. People are going to you for advice, and you can violate everyone's privacy, and you know everything about it. And for a lot of people, me not included, but for a lot of people, they thrive on power and on being something. I had to say, my ministerial servant days weren't that happy as I thought it would be, because I had to prepare myself for giving a public talk of 30 minutes. And I thought, oh cool, I have a subject. No, you have no subject. I had a long list of Bible scriptures and sentences I had to follow. After my first public talk, someone came to me, Sven, yeah, you freestyled too much. You have to limit yourself to the public talk. How do you call it? What they give you, where you have to talk about. I was going off track. So you have to, but where is your own input then? I said, yeah, but that's just the rules, Sven. You have to follow this, and otherwise you can't give public talks anymore and stuff like that. So you get a responsibility, but you're not free to fulfill it with your own passion and interest and energy. And it gives you, me not because I was a ministerial servant, but you want to grow to be an elder, because then you get that secret handbook, that elder's book, and then you can violate people's privacy, and then you know everything about what's going on in the congregation, and those elders keep on believing that they're doing a good job. And that's so clever from the organization, that they are slowly introducing you to get more responsibilities. And you think that you're serving a community, a congregation, but in the end you're only serving the governing body. Because you only get there when you are quiet and you just follow orders. It's like Second World War, the SS and the Nazis and everything. They just followed Hitler's orders without questions. And that's what they mold you in during all those years, from handling a microphone or to be responsible for the music and the sound or the video, till being an elder. If you see what kind of person you were, innocent, passionate about doing something you like handling the microphones. I liked that at that time, because then I didn't have to sit on my chair. But they are building it up all the way to being an elder. And if you see what an elder has to do and has to become from innocence to pure evil, it's mind-blowing, because the governing body said, elders, you get maybe instruction from us in the next years. You don't know what we are saying. Maybe you don't get it, you don't understand it, but you just have to follow it. Do you know how creepy that is? that maybe you get instructions in a few years' time. You don't understand it, but you can also not question it, because you already learned to not question anything. Because if you question anything, you lose your job, and you don't want to lose your job. So what you do, you keep quiet, because you don't want to lose your job. Because I'm an elder, I have a secret manual. My wife can talk to everyone that I'm an elder and that she's an elder's wife, and that we have some status in the congregation, and that people look up to us. And yeah, we are so responsible for everyone. Maybe I have to build a bunker for everyone in my congregation, and we have a secret door knock, and I have to introduce that door knock, because I am the elder who knows it all. And yeah, what's happening? So they're just following the governing body without knowing what they are doing. So you're gonna play with people's lives and follow Jehovah's direction, but you never had one experience of Jehovah helping you in life. Because if there's something, oh, my leg is sleeping. If there's something happening, oh yeah, 20 tons of sand is suddenly there. Oh, Jehovah's helping us for building our congregation. We needed sand, so Jehovah is blessing us. But if a kid is dead, then yeah, Jehovah, we have to trust on Jehovah. So the good and the bad, everything is about Jehovah, and they twist and flip-flop everything to Jehovah, and that he has a purpose and stuff like that. But I have prayed a lot when I was a ministerial servant. I have prayed a lot, but I never saw one piece of evidence that my prayers were answered. Never. I had to do it myself. And that's why we're here on earth, to do it ourselves. So if you are JW, don't get rank obsessed. I know it's hard because everybody is. We also pick other people in the congregation to be your wife or to be your husband when we are dating based on ranks. Don't do that, because it isn't important at all. Because you can be an elder. Most of the elders now are accused of sexual child abuse. Elders are sleeping with other elders' wives. Elders are alcoholics. I know elders who are doing drugs. Everything. But the rank obsession is so big that they are willing to sacrifice everything to be somebody, to take the lead in the congregation. But you don't know that they're taking you to the cliff, and you fall off with everyone you love around you. You fall off the cliff. So please be careful. Use your critical thinking, and don't think like I did that if I'm a ministerial servant that I can change some things in the congregation, that I can really help people. I did it on my personal level, but you cannot do it as a ministerial servant, because you have to follow certain procedures. You have boundaries. If you go out of the boundaries, you're out. So you keep in the boundaries. So if you want to help people generally, just do it on a personal note. You don't have to have a rank to be something. And I thought I could make a change. I could be more personal to the brothers and sisters. I could help them more with my empathy or compassion. There is no room for that when you become someone with a rank within the JW religion. So people, stay out of the ranks, just live your life and be safe. See you next time.